I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am regular Levi today.
And I'm Ginger Jesus.
Oh my god. We flip-flopped. Flip-floppy, don't stop. Yeah, we're back. Back at it. Slightly altered schedule, but you know, it is what it is. We're just doing what we can in this economy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. Fuck goddamn Obama, dude.
Fucking Obama, man. Don't talk about my cousin like that, okay? Yeah. So there's that. So here we are though. We're back. We missed you. So, or at least I did. I don't know if he did.
I miss none of you.
Oh my god.
I only miss people who left comments on the last episode. So
nobody.
well, there you go. Not a single person.
Crazy. We got quite a few views and no comments, and I'm like, okay, well, that's upsetting. But you know, if you're listening to this and you're like, man, I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to get scorned. Well, you got to go to the YouTube, which is in the link tree, which is in the description, or it's just, you know, linktr.ee/WOKPOD. It's on the screen. Well, if you're watching this, then you know where it is. You know where YouTube is.
If you're not watching, it's above my head.
Yeah, and you find the link, get there so you can see it. So you can go, oh, yeah, it is above his head. And then also, you know, don't forget to go check out the Funky Fresh merch. You know, here's my shirt with 50% less blood stains than last time. So
50%. That's good. Oh, that's how I like all my clothes.
I was kind of impressed. I mean, like, substantially less than, well, it was fresh last time, but, you know, I washed it and I was like, wow, that actually took out quite a bit. Might need to Tide stick it, but, you know.
I like it.
Yeah. Or, you know, in Shane's words, that's why you buy black shirts. Well, it's, you know what? This was the tester. I just wanted to make sure quality was going to be decent for what it is, you know, so.
Yeah.
Anyway. And if you don't want to buy t-shirts, what else can they do?
You could be a Patreon.
Yeah. Who are our Patreon people?
You can you can definitely tell that we never script any of this.
It's a part of our charm, I think.
I hope. Right?
Hope so.
We want to thank Anna Pacino, Tony Burgess, Natalie Tacarante, Mark Stadler, Kylie Gangwish, Colby Jordan, Colton Zamersla, Jeremy Brazzers, and Chantel.
Yeah. And that's in the that's in the link that's in the description as well. So you can find all the links in the description. You click the link tree, and away you go. That's right. You know, we were briefly mentioned the lack of comments, and you know, the views are pretty steady. The views are pretty much the same every week, which is good. You know, obviously not everybody who subscribes watches or vice versa, but you know, it is what it is. But you know what you don't see us doing? You don't see us doing crazy things for views. Like, what's the craziest thing you would do for some views, like if you were a YouTuber?
If I was guaranteed that it would get me views?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, the craziest thing?
Yeah, well, and you have to remember, it's got to be YouTube safe, because otherwise your videos can get taken down.
Oh, well then I would streak, right, in a video, but I would bleep out, you know.
You get a little half bar.
Yeah. Like a quarter bar, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I don't really know what I would do, but I gotta tell you, I wouldn't do what this guy did. This guy, Trevor Jacob is his name, and he, in 2021, uploaded a video titled, "I Crashed My Airplane," and he got a lot of views, which naturally, plane crashes are pretty interesting. But here's the thing, like, the whole video is like him talking about how oh my god, I'm over the mountains and my engine, you know, kind of shit. And then he
Yeah.
has to bail from the airplane. And it's like, you watch him jump out of the airplane. Well, he also jumps out of the airplane with his parachute, like, already on his back. Like, he was ready to go, right? Like, he didn't, like, there was no him putting on the parachute like he's freaking out. And it turns out he crashed his airplane on purpose for views. So that's one way you could get views if you wanted them, is crash an airplane.
I don't.
First things first, we need an airplane. But
I just. How does that even work? Like.
so he was a pilot, like, obviously he had his
No, I mean.
pilot's license and everything, but
Well, not necessarily like how I understand that he's a pilot, but like crashing on purpose is fucking ballsy.
yeah. So it's a Taylorcraft BL65, basically like a, you know, single engine, like maybe 4 seats, little, like, you know, those Cubs or whatever. They're very, like, I don't know. They're like a hobby plane is what I would consider them. It's not like a crazy, like, he wasn't flying a jetliner or anything like that. But he did straight up yeet himself out of this plane. And when they were investigating, he was like, "Hey, man, you know, you know, I'm changing up the story. This is not how it went. Like, I couldn't find the plane, so that's why it took me so long to report it. Blah blah blah." He waited 2 full days to report the crash to the National Transportation Safety Board, which is, you know, you probably should do that like the first time you get in contact with somebody, because you're like, "Hey, man, my fucking plane crashed," because that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when the FAA was investigating and doing all these things, it was, yeah, he was just, his story was changing, and is pretty evident to them. So now he's facing up to 20 years in federal prison. He pled guilty to a felony charge of obstructing a federal investigation, and yeah, and he had admitted to purposefully crashing the plane to get views on the YouTube.
That's insane.
Yeah, isn't that wild? And also, fucking rich people, dude. I just crashed my airplane for the fuck of it. Like, and also, it doesn't say, but like, you know, if you're crashing this airplane, like, are you going to call an insurance claim because the fucking thing, the motor broke or whatever? So now you're like wrapped up into like potential insurance, like, fraud, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless you're just gonna go, no, I'll just take the loss on this, you know, 30, 40, I don't know how expensive those planes are, 50,000, I don't know. But yeah. So, how do you feel about that one?
I don't think I could do that. I don't think that I could do that one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I would either, and I don't think that we will anytime soon, because, you know, airplanes are expensive, and I don't feel like going to prison for 20 years for the lulz, for the views, you know.
Yeah, no,
It's
not at all.
Not my style. Maybe. I mean, one day, if we're rich and famous, you know, who knows, but, as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and say that West of Nowhere is not going to be buying an airplane and crashing it on purpose.
I wish I was that rich. Like, I wish I had the money.
Yeah, to just go, there's no way this plan's gonna go wrong. Like, even, like, you have to think, even in his head, he had to have known that somebody was gonna investigate it, because it's a plane crash. Like,
Yeah.
FAA loves to investigate, you know, things that are within their threshold, so, you know, you should probably be aware of it, so at the very least, you're going to be paying for, like, lawyers and a whole new plane. And I'm wondering if he wasn't just so, like, invincible in his brain where, oh, I could just crash this plane and then nothing else is going to happen. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Onto some slightly different but pretty obscure news. You've stayed at a lot of hotels in your time, right?
Yeah,
You know.
a decent amount for sure.
Have you ever had an issue with like the hotel people, like the staff in particular, being a little weird?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean,
take
for the
that
most
back.
part, most of mine are pretty pleasant, but you got like a bad story or something?
Well, I mean, so not necessarily they're being weird. So we on the trip out here from Virginia, we had to stay in Montana, and
Okay.
they I don't know, like it was, they were still reeling from like COVID and shit like that, like the way that they clean their rooms and everything. So they were behind on cleaning their rooms. So there was like us and like maybe like 10 other people just waiting in the lobby, waiting to check in.
Yeah.
And we finally get into our room, and Natalie notices that the door won't lock.
Oh, perfect.
So I slam it a couple times, and the door will not lock. There's no, you know what I mean? Like the lock that because
It won't latch.
You could, yeah, it wouldn't latch. You could top lock it from the inside of the room, but the latch for the actual key card wouldn't work. So like it was just like, okay, well. So we get the guy up there, and they try to mess with it, and then they're just like, well, we're kind of already overbooked, so if we just give you guys $50 off, will you just stay? Anyway, and I was like, I mean, we kind of don't have any other choice. like this is where we gotta be for the night. But it was like that was pretty weird that he was just like, I did end up finding out that when you closed it, if you lifted the door, the latch would catch. But they didn't know that.
Yeah.
The guy was just like,
$50 off.
The guy was just like, well, one of you just stay in here the entire time, and whoever's in here just lock the door from the inside. And I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is weird. Well, your door wouldn't latch. So what would you do if you woke up in the middle of the night and that guy was like, I don't know, doing something crazy like sucking on your toes in the middle of the night?
I wouldn't be a fan of it. I don't like anything touching my feet.
Yeah.
So I'd be pretty upset.
That's what happened at this Nashville hotel, Hilton in particular.
Okay.
Go Paris. This guy, 52, was charged with aggravated burglary and assault for entering a male guest's room and sucking on his toes. Yeah.
That's wild.
So that's pretty crazy. I guess he was working as the night manager at the time, made a key card, and then entered the guest's room, obviously without their permission or consent to any of it. Yeah, and then so the guest recognized the dude from like seeing him before working.
Yeah.
Because they came into the room with another employee to fix an issue with the television, and then he said the night manager guy claimed he entered the room because he could he smelled smoke and was checking on the victim. Yeah. Anyway, he didn't report that issue to security, which, if you smell smoke, that should be like smoke or like report to security or maintenance, somebody.
Yeah.
And nobody else smelled smoke. When asked where the key cards were from police, he said that he threw it away. and the room key was never recovered. So anyway, yeah, he's got that going for him, which is weird. I don't know. Like, if you look at this guy, he's I mean, I'm not shocked by this thing happening. He looks like he's too turtly for the Turtle Club, really, but he's got that kind of vibe going. Yeah, yeah, if you just type in like Nashville Hilton hotel manager sucking toes, you'll find his picture, and yeah, and then here you go. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But how I don't even know if I could ever trust a hotel ever again if I was the
Oh
guy.
no, never. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
But plus,
Fuck
you
it,
got to
that-
sue the hotel.
oh, 100%. You got that that big old Hilton name on the side? You
Yeah,
have
dude.
to, dude. Yeah, big time. It's so fucking wild though. I don't know if this was ever like an actual true thing, but when I was in Pensacola,
Yeah.
there the Charlie barracks is Charlie or Delta. What Delta was the female.
Delta
barracks,
was the
right?
female barracks. Yeah.
Okay, so Charlie, where I think that's where you guys were, right?
Yeah, the ATs and AEs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard a story when I had gotten to Pensacola
Okay.
that Charlie was on basically permanent phase 1 or no, phase 3, whatever the bad one was, right? Where they
Phase
couldn't
1.
like stay. Yeah,
You had to
so
be
they
in,
couldn't.
like even on Liberty, you had to be in uniform.
Yeah, the whole barracks was, right?
Ooh.
And I was like, well, that fucking sucks. Like, what the hell? And I had a friend who, some friends from boot camp that, were in that barracks. I'm like, that's shitty, man. Well, come to find out, I guess one dude woke up to his headmate fucking sucking him off.
Oh yes. Yeah.
That was a real thing that
That's a real
happened?
thing that happened.
Oh, shit. That's so wild. Was it you?
No, yeah, definitely. I do love Dick. I love Dick's and Dick-shaped food, dude. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so wild. Like I always thought it was just one of them like urban legends like, oh yeah, fucking whatever. This random thing that didn't actually happen but people pretended it did. That's crazy that it's real.
Well, because there's another story similar to that. And I heard rumors on the 15 cruise that we were on.
Oh yeah.
That there was like a phantom. They were calling them. It was like I said, just rumors because I don't think they ever caught anybody, or maybe it was just like a rumor that went away. But the rumor was
Yeah.
there was a dude that would go into the fucking berthings and beat people off.
What? Dude, first of all, why are there so many phantoms on the ship? There's phantom jerkers, phantom shitters. Ugh, that's frustrating. I wonder if it was that one yeoman we had that got like on permanent restriction. Remember?
He was banging the girl in the trash room.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck. Never mind.
He banged her, like he got in trouble for it. He banged her in the trash room, got caught, and then did it again. I was pretty sure.
Yeah, he was a weirdo though.
Yeah.
That
Did you
was
see
my
the
own-
girl that he was banging in the trash room? Not a winner either.
Oh no. The kind of people that you'd expect to be working in the trash room. Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah.
What a wild time, what a time to be alive. God, I just can't wrap my head around it. I have watched some interesting videos in my day, but never once have I been inspired to just like randomly assault people, which I guess is good, but I just can't put my head into the where they're like, yeah, I guess I'll just go sneak into this guy's room and suck on his toes or on his dick or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, I guess.
Is sucking on toes, that's still sexual assault, right?
It just says assault, but you gotta think that it's probably gonna be a sexual assault charge as well. Put him on the list. Put him on the thing. What do they call it? The sexual offender registry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get on that for just sexual assault, right?
I mean, you can
It's
get
not
on that
just-
for peeing in a park.
Well, yeah, but it's not just crimes where children are involved. It's like any kind of sexual crime. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, which is good. But God, what a wild story.
I mean, if you want to suck on toes, go ahead, but make sure the person is
There's-
conscious.
Fucking
know?
plenty of people out there that love toes being sucked on. You just gotta hit the right forums,
I was gonna say, can't you just Google like some kind of like foot fetish thing and then start talking to people in the chat? Like, I mean, there's
I think you
feel
should be
like-
able to. I don't know how. Like, if you can find people on Facebook groups that all are like about one particular thing, you're telling me there's not one foot fetish fucking group out there? Not even, maybe not on Facebook, but like,
dude,
maybe at, like,
it has to be on
4chan.
Facebook. I guarantee it's on
You
Facebook.
think?
Dude, there's
Yeah,
a
but-
goddamn page where everyone pretends to be ants in an ant colony.
Yeah, that's true. I have a buddy who randomly he was in that group and he posted a picture of the Orkin Man in one of the comment threads. Oh man, it was so funny because people were like just so upset about it. And like it's a fucking page where you're pretending to be ants. Stop getting too serious about it, dude. Like I remember there's people they used to type out their thing but they would space out between the letters.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. And then I guess it's hard for like people who are visually impaired to like their voice software like that reads shit on their phone won't read that right because it's a bunch of spaced out letters. So it's just like T H, like, you know, it's like not an actual word.
Yeah.
And so people were like fucking getting real rude to other people about not typing that way and only just typing in all caps instead with no spaces. And I'm like, we're pretending to be ants here, guys. You know what? If the random, you know, what, I don't know what the percentage of blind people in America is or in the world, and the percentage of those people who want to be in this random fucking Facebook group where people are pretending to be ants.
It's got to be
if
a
they
quarter
don't
of
read
a percent.
Every single, not just like, you know, there's a good portion of people that were just going normally and just typing capitalized words.
Yeah.
Cool. Don't get mad at like the fucking like 1% of people who aren't.
Yeah.
Because that comment's insignificant. Like it's, you know, people get a little too heated on the old Facebook.
Yeah.
Not me though. That's
yeah.
for sure.
Never
So,
you.
never me. Oh man. Well, which way should we go now? Should we go into state politics or people politics? I'll let you choose.
People.
Okay. So, do you know who George Santos is?
Isn't he the governor of Florida? No.
No, that's Ron DeSantis.
So close.
George Santos is a congressman.
Okay.
He is pretty interesting. He's lied about a lot of things, so pretty cool. But he's being federally indicted.
Oh shit.
For a number of things, but he's, you know, pretty much fabricated his entire story, and like where he grew up and how he like his relatives. Like he's talked about his relatives being survivors of the Holocaust, which turns out isn't true.
Cool.
You know, which is kind of one of the worst things to lie about, I would assume.
It's a weird flex for sure.
Yeah, like not great, but you know, what do I know? So there's, you know, different random things, but he liked to talk about, for instance, do you remember that Spider-Man Broadway show they tried to make?
Briefly.
Like everybody kept getting hurt, like while practicing for it and shit.
Yeah.
He claimed that he was a producer of that, which weird that you would volunteer that because it failed, but also the real producers were like, no, no, you weren't. Like, talked about being a struggling landlord. Turns out nobody in his family owns any property at all. That he's worked on Wall Street, you know, it goes on and on and on.
Okay.
Well,
God damn.
yeah, he's pretty cool. So he has been federally indicted for duping campaign donors and also stealing money, embezzling money from his campaign.
Okay, that's good. That's fun.
Yeah, and then he also lied to Congress about his financial, you know, records, and then also collecting unemployment benefits that he also didn't deserve. So he has been, you know, doing some real cool stuff. He got arrested. He got released on $500,000 bond, which is quite a hefty sum.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, so he turned himself in was released, but his charges: wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and making false statements to Congress. Surrendered his passport and could face up to 20 years in prison if convicted.
20 years. Fuck.
Yeah.
Does it say how much money he like tricked people into or whatever, or how much he embezzled?
So there's one of the things that that he was doing was the unemployment thing.
Yeah.
And he received unemployment services while being employed, but he cited a job change during the COVID pandemic. So it's whatever that amount is, but then also there is specific amounts for like him reporting making $750,000 a year from a family company.
Holy
and then
shit.
Also, and then also there's $5 million in dividends that he listed as coming from the firm as well, which is, just like a bonus almost. And then like for the wire thing, a month before his election, he transferred $74,000 from the company to bank accounts he maintained, which is, also not something you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, in 2017 he was charged in Pennsylvania for using thousands of dollars of bogus checks to buy puppies from breeders. But I guess he basically said his checkbook was stolen and somebody else took the dogs, it's just a wild like tale. This guy's super interesting for being on paper a total dirtbag.
Yeah.
So I would there's a good article out there titled George Santos lies ranked, and it was updated 2 days ago. So
how many of them are? Is there like a top 10 or?
There's 16 listed. So some of the ones that I've mentioned are from that list, but yeah, it's here's another one. His mother was at 9/11.
Oh.
She wasn't even in the United States in 2001 though, because she immigrated from Brazil. Pretty cool.
He's got to be better than that, man.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. He's just got a lot of random stuff, but yeah, this fraud things are the biggest stickler. So yeah. Anyway, with that, we're gonna transfer right into another controversial public figure that had some court dealings this week. Little man you might know by the name of Donnie Trumpus, was found in a civil jury liable for sexually abusing the writer E. Jean Carroll in the 1990s and for defaming her last fall when he denied her claim. So, there is a statute of limitations on things like sexually abusing people and things of that nature. Well,
right.
You can still find somebody civilly, at guilt, right? And we kind of talked about it last time, but, with OJ, where he wasn't convicted criminally, but like civilly, he was still found, to be at fault, and that's why he had to make all this money, and change the book and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, no, he's not criminally listed as he's not going to be on the registry or anything like that. But, from a court, from a jury of his peers, he is, found guilty. So, which is not a good place to be. Not a great spot to be in. They ordered Trump to pay a total of $5 million in compensatory punitive damages.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and they deliberated for 3 hours, which
That's insane.
That's kind of a long time, but I mean it makes sense. So they did not find him liable for a rape allegation.
Yeah.
But they did find him liable for sexually abusing, which I guess you can make the argument that those are different things. But in my mind, they kind of go hand in hand. But their verdict stated that he sexually abused and forcibly touched her without her consent during a chance encounter at the Bergdorf Goodman store and substantiated her civil claim of battery. So, yeah. And that trial's not even that old. It started on April 25th, which seems like not a long time. Fuck that Amber Heard Johnny Depp one. It seemed like it was going on for like a month.
It went on for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So that's pretty interesting. Obviously no he could probably appeal it, but here's what he had to say on the topic. I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. The verdict is a disgrace. That's what he wrote on his Truth Social, which we'll get to in a second because I have more from that. But
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, pretty interesting. It's not looking great for old Donnie J.
Yeah.
He's like, obviously we talked about him getting indicted in March for falsifying business records in connection with the hush money paid to Stormy Daniels, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
So there's that. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. But yeah. Anyway, so there is the Truth Social thing that I mentioned for a second.
Yeah, what is that? What is Truth Social?
So that's his app, his reaction to Twitter, basically. So Truth Social is his app that he had people make to combat Twitter after he got banned, basically.
Okay.
So when Twitter was still in Jack Dorsey's hands, and they were like, "No, you fucked up, buddy," in connection with the Jan 6 kind of thing, he just kept propagating like violent claims and like different things that they were like, "All right, man, you know what? You're in timeout." So then he was like, "Fuck it, I'll make my own with hookers and blackjack."
I love it.
And yeah, and I got on it. It's not that hard to make these apps. It's just really hard to have the financial stability part of like paying for servers, because like Twitter isn't that crazy. Like, it's not that complex of an app. It doesn't do insane things. It just feeds digital content. Like, it's, so he had this app made. Well, now, with Elon running Twitter for the time being, there was like, "Hey, Donnie, you can come back," because Elon's, pardoning everybody when he bought Twitter. Well, he didn't want to. He's like, "My shit's better than yours, so fuck you." And so there's like this cult mentality, which weird, I know, that has developed on Truth Social. And Elon announced that remember when he was like, "I'll fucking give up the reins if this poll, whatever."
Oh yeah, and then he just didn't do it.
Well, he's named somebody. He's actually named a person to take over.
Okay.
Yeah. So this Linda, I don't even know, Yaccarino is how it looks like it's pronounced, and that's what I'm gonna go with. Name. Yeah. So he says that she will be starting in about 6 weeks. He's going to transition to being an executive chair and then oversee operations, software, and system operations. So kind of not really changing a lot, but anyway, he announced this, and then Tesla shares jumped 2% after,
of course,
his announcement, which a lot of people are like, "Yeah, you need to fucking focus on your other shit." But I had a notification from Truth Social that came from this thing, and they were talking about this woman and the the tweet, I guess, if you will,
Yeah.
the or truth. They're called truths because you can retruth something and you can like it. But anyway, this guy tweeted this or truthed this fucking article, and the article headline is, "Who is Linda Yaccarino, the World Economic Forum aligned exec Elon Musk hired as Twitter CEO?" Now, I don't know if you know a lot about the World Economic Forum, but it's like traditional, like, hey man, we're a bunch of like businesses and like countries that kind of like talk about how to grow trade internationally and how to like, but it's a private organization. But it's also got this iceberg of conspiracy because the
It's
World
the shadow
Economic
government.
Yeah, dude, the World Economic, they're globalists and they, well, listen, Klaus Schwab is a big name in the, in the Great Reset agendas. Like, this is the guy, and that's like a conspiracy all in of itself, and I do not have time to explain it all, but it's pretty entertaining because a bunch of people were just championing Elon from right of center,
Yeah.
right of left. Basically, anybody not left that didn't like him or that did like him was like, fuck yeah, he's gonna restore Twitter and it's gonna be the best and blah 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 blah. And then he hires this lady who this article has described in the very first sentences as an advertising executive who has peddled far left woke ideology and appears to be entangled with the World Economic Forum. So this article obviously is not excited about it. But
they sound like they're huge fans.
Kind of seems like they're trying to like push Twitter back. Like they're like, fuck Twitter still. So they're trying to make it seem worse. So Truth Social seems better.
Yeah.
In a way. But yeah, so this lady, I guess she most recently has worked as NBC, or not an NBC, NBC Universal Global Advertising Chair. That was her former position, which she worked on campaigns. Specifically, I guess she worked on a campaign for a little thing you might know as the COVID-19 vaccine.
Oh, dude,
So,
she's definitely an enemy.
in this fucking article, they have Linda Wokerino.
Nice.
Fucking got her, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess she's this thing describes her as the World Economic Forum linked activist appears to be committed to the far left's vision of diversity, inclusion, and equality, praising initiatives to make the news teams 50% women and 50% people of color. Which I love that they were like, that all sounds terrible.
Yeah.
This insane lady wants fucking diversity, inclusion, and equality. Okay. Like, all right, man. Well, so yeah, so there's that, which is pretty cool. Anyway, we'll see, I guess, how that goes. It is kind of interesting if she is as woke as everybody says she is, that Elon would tag her in, being as somebody who has been very outspoken against the woke agenda in his meme tweeting, as it were. But we'll see, I suppose. In about 6 weeks' time. So, the last thing I want to talk about is a article I found talking about Florida removing Black Lives Matter and George Floyd content from social studies textbooks. So they are going to bring out their new textbooks, and these things won't be included, which, on the very surface level of whatever they are, despite your political beliefs, there's still things that impacted the news. Like, there are still things that happened in our society. Like, you're just not going to talk about them. Okay. Anyway,
It's a bold
they
move.
yeah. So Florida's doing great. They talked about how in this article where Florida's Department of Education was saying we're going to uphold our exceptional standards and we must ensure our students and teachers have the highest quality materials available,
Yeah.
materials that focus on historical facts and are free from inaccuracies or ideological rhetoric. So removing said things instead of just going, this is what happened, this is how it is, pretty cool. Anyway, we're going to circle back to that thing that they said with our exceptional standards. I mean, I don't know a lot about the states and their, I would say, educational prowess, but I do know that Florida's at the bottom of fucking everything. Like, they're not good. Their SAT, ATC scores are in the last 10% on pretty much every list, which is not great. And I found this thing where it goes, it's rankings of states with best and worst public schools,
Yeah.
and they have, like I said, ACT, SATs. Florida's like 42nd for math, but I can't find the social studies one. But I gotta tell you, probably not great. So, them saying we're gonna uphold our exceptional standards. Fucking standards of what, dude? Like,
Yeah, they
You-
don't sound
you
too exceptional.
nobody in America goes, fucking Florida schools probably gotta be great. Like, it's that whole section, Florida, Louisiana, like that whole area is, Arkansas. You're gonna look me in the face and tell me that Arkansas's
Yeah.
got good public school system? No, dude. But yeah, so state education leaders said that when the materials were first submitted, only 19% were approved. After working with publishers to remove content the state called inaccurate or not aligned with Florida law, 66% of material was approved. And yet somehow these things still made it in, and now they're just gonna go out again. But Florida's got their new Stop Woke Act, so
Stop Woke Act. What does that even
Yeah.
mean?
it prohibits instruction on race relations and diversity that implies a person's status as either privileged or oppressed is necessarily determined by his or her color, race, color, national origin, or sex. Basically, like, when people go, "Hey, man, black people they've had it hard historically in our country," they're like, "We're not going to talk about that because that makes me feel sad." So yeah, pretty cool. Basically, they think that public school teaching does not need to talk about, and this is like a direct counter to the critical race theory, as it were.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
people don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about when they talk about it, but they're gonna go ahead and make laws saying, well, we're definitely not gonna talk about these things. So Florida's fucked. in case
I like
you're
it.
Curious.
I like it, dude. Dude, they're at the tippy top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tippy top of the bottom. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of all I got for news-ish stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then
Yeah.
that's perfect timing because it's just roll right into the Billboard 200.
Let's fucking do it.
All right. Number one. You already know what it is. One thing at a time. By Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
Debuting at number 2, we got 17, the 10th mini album by 17.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I can't really tell. All right, number 3, Midnights by Taylor Swift. Number 4, SOS by SZA. Number 5, Dangerous to Double album, Morgan Wallen. You know, it's just
Yeah.
how it is. Debuting at number 6, we got Desvelado by Eslaban Armado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At number 7, we got Getting Old by Luke Combs. Debuting at number 8 is Jackman by Jack Harlow.
Okay.
And the album cover is an interesting photo of him shirtless on what looks like in what looks like a back alley.
Okay.
I don't know.
What the messaging there is.
Yeah, right. We got at number 9, we got Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin. And then at number 10, Lover by Taylor Swift.
Damn.
So almost she's working him up in there.
Yeah. Fuck, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
God damn. Yeah, she has 4 albums total in the top 20.
Yeah.
Dude.
She's real quick on that, I saw a thing she was playing in Nashville in an open air stadium and it started raining.
Yeah.
And she just kept going.
Nice.
This was kind of fucking metal, dude. She's
kind of metal.
Well, then another thing I saw that this video that somebody was like, why don't metalheads consider Taylor Swift metal? And because like she fucking re-recorded all her old shit because she didn't want other people to get money from her old stuff. So she just was like, all right, you sold my stuff, well, I'm just gonna do covers of all of it. And like those albums are taking off and like outselling the other ones. I was like, yeah, that's pretty metal. All right, I'll give you that. Yeah. Oh man. Well, this has been a very fun filled episode. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but and none of it makes me sad or depressed, so that's good.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. You should not be sad or depressed.
Yeah, especially listening to this show because you know what? We love it. We're here for you, you big dumb bitches.
We want to thank our friends, the Dutch and Denver podcast, No New Friends podcast, Kick In with the Kellys in the Remedy Room. That's all of our friends.
Yeah.
And then again, follow the link tree, go to the links, leave us comments.
Hit the merch up.
Yeah, oh yeah, check out the merch store. Come on, we got cool shirts you can wear, or stickers, or sports bras if you're into that. Whatever.
Yeah, we got all the things. We got some sick crop tops, It's about that time.
There's a puzzle if you like puzzles, you know what I mean?
There is a puzzle. And I feel like it might be pretty tricky with the galaxy behind it, but
I think it would be too.
Hey, it's a good gift. Good gift for a friend. All right, that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.